The essentials you decide to pack for Universal Orlando matter. And with so much to see and do in each of the Universal Orlando theme parks, comfort is a key aspect you're going to want to keep in mind when going with your family. You may know about the typical essentials to pack for a theme park, but what about the ones that people don't talk about? What about the useful items that you should have at Universal that can help you throughout your day? That's what I want to chat about today. Here's a list of essentials no one talks about bringing for Universal Orlando that you should consider bringing with you. Let's get into it. The first category we're going to talk about are theme park bags and backpacks. Having some type of bag or backpack is so convenient to have at Universal to hold all of the essentials you want to use during your day. But there's one thing you really need to consider when deciding what bag to bring to Universal that people tend to either forget or don't know about. When riding rides at Universal, you have to use ride lockers for some of the rides to store your belongings when you're on the ride. And these lockers are free. There's a small free size locker that you can use when going on rides. But if you want to use the free size locker, you want to make sure that your bag also fits inside of that locker. There's a couple of things that I like to look for in theme park bags that help me decide what bag I want to use so that way I can use the free lockers. The first bags you always see me talk about are Loungefly bags. These are really fun bags to use inside of the Universal parks because they are Universal themed. You can match different theme park outfits with them, and they're a perfect size to fit all of the essentials that you want to bring for yourself during your day. The thing that I like to consider are Loungeflies that don't have a front pocket on the front. The front pocket is very nice and useful, but I don't like using those kinds of bags at Universal because it's hard to fit them inside of the locker, and if you don't want to ruin the bag or risk scraping the bag, I like using the ones that have just a flat front and don't have the front pocket that sticks out about an inch. Another thing I like to look for are Loungefly bags that have the side pockets on them. This is so convenient whenever you are on rides and you can bring your bag. It's nice to put your phone inside of the pocket, or whenever you're walking around and need to recharge your phone, it's nice to either put your portable charger in the side pocket or your phone so that way you can be hands-free. Another bag that I really enjoy using is the North Face Field Bag. This is a sling style backpack that you can add to the front or back side of you that you can easily walk around with. It's larger than a fanny pack, but kind of smaller than a backpack, so it's a perfect in-between size. And I love this because it easily just slides right inside of the lockers. Another thing I like about this is it's very easy to just slip in front of you whenever you're walking around the park. You can easily access the essentials you have inside of the bag, so you don't have to stop and take up too much time. But another thing you'll want to know about if you aren't wanting to bring a bag with you to Universal, you can bring fanny packs, and these fanny packs are small enough that they can actually go on the ride with you for select rides. There are some rides that require you to use the lockers, but some rides you can actually bring a small fanny pack on the ride with you. The second category we'll touch on are comfortable park shoes. I always get asked what kind of shoes should you wear for Universal Orlando, and this is such an important thing to consider whenever going into your trip because your feet are quite literally the thing that's going to carry you throughout your visit, and you do so much walking. I don't think people realize how much walking it goes into a theme park vacation, but it's very important that you choose comfortable shoes to wear during your trip. I have a couple of recommendations and also things that I look for in my theme park shoes. One thing I always recommend is wearing shoes that you know are comfortable and already have broken in. I don't recommend wearing new shoes to theme parks because you don't know if they're going to cause any blisters or how comfortable they'll be. Another thing that's super helpful is bringing multiple pairs of shoes. I usually like to bring at least 2 pairs of shoes with me, so that way I have a pair to either switch back to in case they get wet, or if I find out that a pair of shoes isn't as comfortable as I was hoping it to be, it's nice to have another pair to at least fall back on so you have comfortable shoes during your visit. I always recommend the Asics Dynablast shoes for women. These have been so comfortable. I've worn them for running whenever I'm at home, but I also like them for theme parks because they have a very nice thick sole. They're very breathable, so my feet don't feel hot during the day, and they're very lightweight as well, so it's nice and very comfortable to walk around in for long periods of time. I know a ton of people talk about the Hoka shoes and the On Clouds. I personally do not have those shoes, but my sisters wear them, and I see them all the time in the Universal parks. And I just recently found out On Cloud actually has a waterproof pair of On Cloud tennis shoes, so this can be super helpful because it is very rainy during certain periods of time whenever you go to Universal Orlando, especially if you're going during the summer months. So you might want to invest in a pair of waterproof shoes. That's another thing I wanted to touch on. I love finding ways to choose waterproof shoes whenever you go to Universal. If it's going to rain or you go on a water ride, it's nice having waterproof shoes so that way if they do get wet, they can either dry easily or you don't have to risk having wet shoes for the day. That ties into my favorite pair of park shoes to wear at any theme park. These are the Croc Wedges. If you've seen my videos before, you know I'm absolutely a huge fan of these shoes. They're completely waterproof, and I love being able to just go about my day even if it's raining. If I have some rain gear and my Croc Wedges, I can go about my day and not have to worry about getting wet feet. feet. They are also super comfortable. They're very lightweight and breathable, and I love how they have a thick sole on the bottom, so whenever you're doing a lot of standing and walking, they're so comfortable on your feet and you don't feel like you have sore feet at the end of the day. But other things to consider about theme park shoes for Universal, I recommend wearing shoes that at least strap to your feet. If you are going to wear sandals or tennis shoes, at least make sure that they are strapped onto your foot. There are a lot more coasters and more intense rides at Universal, and I have not personally ever worn like flip-flops to Universal, so I like having shoes that are strapped on so that way I don't lose them when I am on rides. If you have shoes that either aren't waterproof or don't dry very easily, another thing that you can get are these waterproof shoe covers. I think these are so unique. They look like they fold down and are very compact to fit in either a theme park bag. These would be nice little things that you can add with you if you're going during a rainy season, or you never know when a rain shower is going to pop up, so these would be nice to have to keep your feet dry so you avoid having wet shoes. The third category we're going to talk about is ways to stay hydrated. It is so important to stay hydrated during your day at Universal, and of course you can purchase water in the parks, but it gets incredibly expensive if you are buying multiple bottles of water. The first thing I recommend is to bring a water bottle with you to the theme park. There are different refill stations around the parks that you can actually refill a bottle of water to drink throughout the day. You can either ask for free water from some of the quick service restaurants at Universal, or they have these Coca-Cola Freestyle machines that are placed all around the park that you can get free ice cold glasses of water. There are a couple of different water bottles that I want to recommend to you. One that we have used is this Zulu water bottle. It's very nice. It has a flip top lid, but you can also add it to a park bag, and it's stainless steel as well, so it keeps your water cold through the day. But if you are bringing a fanny pack or a smaller size bag and don't want a water bottle to take up a ton of space, there are collapsible water bottles that you can add to your park bag. These are really nice for traveling, so they don't take up a lot of space whenever you're actually going to Universal, and during your day you can easily collapse them or expand them to refill. Another thing I've heard people say is they like to get carabiner clips that they can either clip onto the straps of their backpack if they don't have enough room to actually fit the bottle inside of their bag. But Florida water can be very finicky. I know some people don't like the taste of Florida water, and I like drinking the free water at Universal, and there's a couple of ways that I've found to combat the weird taste that people think it has. One thing you can do is get liquid IV or some type of water flavoring. I love using liquid IV during the day because it keeps you hydrated, it kind of boosts hydration, but it's also a nice way to flavor water and encourage you to drink water through your day. But another thing that I've heard people bring are these Brita filter water bottles. So if you want to filter the water, this can help to kind of erase some of the bad taste, but also have filtered water during the day. But ultimately, I recommend bringing some type of water bottle with you to stay hydrated and always have water with you during the day. Chances are, if you've made it this far, you are interested in knowing what to bring to Universal, or you are passionate about finding new essentials to bring with you. So I encourage you to hit that subscribe button for more Universal packing videos and tips. The fourth category we're going to touch on is clothing. Like theme park shoes, I'm always asked about what to wear to Universal, and I know it's a huge thing to plan out your park outfits, and the outfits you wear to the theme parks can make or break your day. You want to make sure that you're wearing lightweight and breathable clothing and things that you know are comfortable, because you're going to do so much walking. You don't want to experience chafing or itching or just uncomfortable clothing, and there's a couple of outfit ideas and things that I found that work really well to wear to Universal. The thing that I've recently enjoyed wearing are athletic dresses, and I know it sounds so weird to wear a dress to a theme park. I love that they have the built-in biker shorts on the bottom that have the pockets that you can easily put your phone or anything inside. These are so lightweight and breathable, so if it rains during the day, it's nice that they can dry very easily, or whenever it's very hot during the summertime, they're very breathable, so you don't have to worry about being super hot. They also make super cute park outfits, so I've really enjoyed adding athletic dresses to what I wear during my days. Another thing that's very popular are wearing skirts. I love wearing skirts because they're very comfortable. They've got the built-in shorts on the bottom. But another thing you'll want to consider whenever you're going to Universal, I recommend if you're wearing shorts or pants, or if you're bringing a jacket with you, have some type of zippered pocket on you. Like I said before, whenever you go to Universal and you ride rides, you have to put all of your belongings in a ride locker, and the only way that you open your locker is with your park ticket or your annual pass. I know there's been times that I'm on rides and I have pockets that are not zippered, and I'm worried about losing my pass, so I like having some type of zippered pocket on me so I can zipper in my park ticket or my annual pass and don't have to risk losing it. Another thing tying into clothing is rain gear. I touched on this earlier, but it can be incredibly rainy depending on the time that you're going to Universal, and I recommend having some type of rain gear with you, whether it's an umbrella or a rain poncho or a raincoat. Bring some type of rain gear with you so you can continue your day, and don't let the weather limit what you can experience at Universal, because if you you have some good rain gear, you can keep trudging along during your day and you don't have to worry about getting wet, and you can stay comfortable as well. Another thing that's really nice during the summertime, I always like bringing some type of hat with me. There's of course a ton of hats out there, but the brand that I really like is the Sprints brand for hats. I think these are really neat. They come in a variety of designs and fabrics, but they're also very lightweight. We use them for running whenever we're at home, and they're actually machine washable. So the brim is plastic, so you can actually wash it, perfect for the theme parks. Another thing you can get hat wise, if you have long hair, these ones that actually have the ponytail slot are really nice and convenient, so you can have your hair up and you can also wear a hat as well. In the fifth category we're going to talk about are park essentials that not many people talk about. First up, we're going to talk about lanyards. These are very popular things to wear at Universal. Like Disney World has the Magic Band, I would say lanyards are the equivalent of that at Universal. You can purchase them at the theme parks. They have different Universal themed lanyards. You can get them at the resort, but it's nice buying them ahead of time so you don't have to waste time in the gift shops whenever you get to Universal. These are very convenient to have because you can put your park ticket inside of it, any credit cards or things that you feel comfortable having inside of there. It's also nice if you're not wanting to wear any type of bags with you. Another thing that I really recommend bringing with you are band-aids. If you get blisters or if you fall and scrape yourself in any way, it's nice having band-aids on hand for if there's a pop-up blister. There is first aid in the parks, but you don't want to have to waste time going to get a band-aid. These are nice having on hand. I always recommend the Welly brand band-aids. These have been so nice for using long periods of time. These are the band-aids that I've seen have really held up the most whenever I'm in the parks. We've also touched on how hot it can get in Universal, so you want to make sure that you are continually applying sunscreen to you. I love bringing sunscreen with me in my park bag, and a little essential that I just recently found is this item called a Solar Buddy. This is a roll-on sunscreen applicator. I don't know about you, but I hate the feeling of sunscreen and applying it and just feeling like you're greasy. But this applicator would be so nice to have if you have kids or a lot of people in your group whenever you're going to Universal, that you can easily just roll on and apply sunscreen super easily. I also think this would be super helpful if you're going to Volcano Bay, the water park at Universal. They do also have some roll-on sunscreen brands out there that I think are really nice to add to a park bag. You can easily just roll it on whenever you're in line, so you don't want to get burnt when you're at Universal. Since there are a lot more intense rides at Universal, if you know that you get motion sickness, I would recommend bringing some type of Dramamine or some motion sickness medicine with you. You can purchase this in the parks, but it's going to be a lot more expensive, so bring this ahead of time. I do also like bringing hand sanitizer with me inside of my park bag. Touchland hand sanitizer is what we usually use. I like how it is like a spray mist hand sanitizer. I have found that there's a lot more touch points at Universal than like Disney World or other theme parks that I've been to, because you're using the ride lockers. You have a lot more restraints that you're bringing down on you because the rides are more intense. So I've liked bringing some type of hand sanitizer with me to just apply after I get off of rides to kind of sanitize a little bit. The last thing I want to touch on for park essentials are portable chargers. If you're bringing your phone with you to Universal, you definitely want to have some type of portable charger with you. In the past, I have recommended the brand Fuel Rods. These are things that you can still use at Universal. They do have these swap stations, but unlike Disney World, it does charge you to swap the fuel rods at Universal. I think it's about $2. So it's something you can definitely do. I found that they don't have as many swap stations as Disney World. So instead, what I'd recommend a much more durable and bigger portable charger that you can use for the entire day. I like this one because it actually has all of the cords integrated in the portable charger. So it can charge your phone and other devices that you want to have, but it also plugs into the wall to easily charge after your day. But that's a personal preference. Definitely you can choose the fuel rods for your trip. They're very easy to add to a park bag. They're very small and compact. Those are all the things that I don't typically see talked about for Universal, but what did I miss? Are there any essentials that you like bringing with you to Universal? Be sure to comment them below. I love hearing what other people like bringing to the parks. And if you're interested in adding any of these essentials to your packing list when going to Universal, I have a convenient Amazon packing list in the pinned comment below that you can find all of these essentials to purchase for your trip. If you plan on bringing some type of theme park bag with you, you might be wondering what I add into the park bag or how to pack the park bag. So here's a video where I show you everything I bring with me in a bag to Universal Orlando that I recommend checking out next. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoy your trip to Universal Orlando, and we'll see you in the next video. See you guys.